Good afternoon and welcome to the Hoosier Huddle pregame show. I'm Sammy Jacobs coming to you live from Spartan Stadium in East Lansing, where IU is taking on the number 18 Michigan State Spartans this afternoon at 3:30 on ABC. We'll do a full pregame show here. So, it's a couple things that I'm looking for. First is Indiana's defense. Can they shut down this Michigan State running game? LJ Scott is expected to play. I don't know if he'll start, but he is expected to play in some capacity. Can they create takeaways? Indiana is -9 in turnover margin. That's a big change from last year. They've only created, I believe, 4 takeaways on defense, turned the ball over 13 times on offense. So holding on to the ball, taking the ball away from Michigan State is going to be pivotal in this game. Michigan State's 5-1. They're getting the ball rolling a little bit after beating Michigan up at the Big House a couple weeks ago, 14-10. Last week they had a nice win, 35-10. As well. So, Michigan State's getting rolling. It's homecoming. It should be a sellout crowd that's electric for Michigan State. Indiana, they took Michigan to overtime last week, a game they probably should have won if they made the play that they were supposed to. Last week, Indiana just didn't make the plays that they were supposed to, fielding a kick that would have landed out of bounds, missing a few tackles, not filling a gap where they needed to be filled, not stopping a guy behind the line of scrimmage when they had him stuffed, things like that. Those little things add up. They need to make the plays that they know they can make in order to win this game. On offense, I'd like to see Morgan Ellison get the ball a little bit more. I'd like to see Sammy Cobbs and Ian Thomas. Hopefully, Thomas is back healthy 100%. He was banged up last week, but if you could get those passes to those playmakers, it makes it a little bit easier. Luke Timian has been solid, but outside of that, special teams could decide this game. Indiana's been mostly great on special teams this year. They got a big punt return from Ja'Shawn Harris last week to get them back in the game. Griffin Oakes looks to be back to his form from 2015 with a big clutch kick to send the game into overtime last week. So, it could come down to special teams this week. On offense, for Michigan State, Brian Lewerke has been throwing the ball well, but he's not going to kill people with his arm. What he's going to do is extend plays with his feet and make a few big runs. He's not a true dual threat guy, but he can make plays with his feet, extend plays, find guys downfield. And then, of course, their running game is pretty darn good this year. So, contain. Our matchup to watch was Brian Lewerke against IU's contain. They got to contain him, make the plays that you need to make, that you can make. They're makeable plays. It's not like they were blown off the field and shouldn't be on the same field as some of these teams. But make the plays you have to make to get there and retain the brass spittoon today. So those are our keys to the game. My prediction, I think Michigan State's going to come out on top. You had a little glimmer of hope that Michigan State would do the right thing, suspend LJ Scott. He's going to play. He's going to play today in some capacity, so it's up to IU to stop him. You can't just hope for players to be suspended, but they have Madre London as well, Gerald Holmes as well there too, so that running attack is going to be pretty darn good. Their defense, not as good as Michigan, but still pretty stout, and Indiana's going to have a tough time, so I think Michigan State's going to pull it out today. A close victory. I wouldn't be surprised if Indiana's in it till the end, or even pulls this one out. So, but I will go with the prediction I had on the podcast, 24-21, Michigan State. Thanks for joining us on the Hoosier Huddle pregame show. We'll be back with a postgame show, hopefully with Matt Weaver of Peaks.com, to go over all the action today. Enjoy the game, 3:30 on ABC.